Welcome everybody, welcome to my channel Pegasus, it's time to fly. First of all, Happy New Year. These have been pre-recorded towards the end of 2021, but I'm going to be publishing them just for the new year so that people can really have a close look at what we have coming in for all of us. So before I get to our 2022 and begin, I just wanted to say a couple of things. I think ultimately 2021 has been a year of highs and lows. I mean, speaking personally, it's been a year full of love, full of fun, forming new relationships. And it's been a year of endings and different transformation and that kind of thing. And I think there's been this real collective energy for all of us that coming on the back of 2020, we started January 2021 with we went into a lockdown and there was just this feeling of disconnection. I'm going to be probably mentioning some of that in the readings as we go forward. But I think that disconnection for me is probably a word that might describe how a lot of us have been feeling in this 2021 year. This year has been what we call from numerology a 5 year. Fives can be very challenging, and I have mentioned some of this on some of my posts. So fives can be this idea of climbing the mountain and having things fall in our pathway to make things that little bit more difficult or to help us learn and grow, which ultimately is what any transformation is seeking for us to do. It has been a bit of a strange one in terms of this disconnection, because I think we started the year where lots of people were working from home, and of course we've now gone back into that towards the end of this year as we close. So there was this feeling of disconnection and then coming out of it, and this idea of unity, celebrations and love, and trying to get back to what we were considering as normal life for all of us, I suppose. And then quickly we fell into that sense of normality again, and now we're being sort of pulled back into this idea of distance. I just sort of wanted to mention that and mention the energy of that, and that, for some it has been a really difficult year. There have been some amazing things that have occurred this year, and sometimes it's good for us to remember that light with that shade as well. And so much hope for us all moving forward as we enter into this new year, which is actually a 6. So what does 6s mean for us then? Well, for me personally, 6 is coming out of a 5. It's this idea of hope and this sense of building something back up that maybe fell away. We're building this stronger, new foundation. And 6s are really prosperous years for love and relationships, any type of relationship. They seek to find calm after the storm of the 5 and present us with more harmonious, cooperative components, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So, I will see you in the readings. Thank you. Welcome my Gemini babies. Welcome to your 2022 readings. So, I've lit some nice incense sticks in the background, and I have smudged my working area as well, just so that we're going to have a lovely energy for you for today. I might actually just light you a candle. Let's just light a candle there as well. Smashing. Smashing! So Geminis, well, I have quite a lot of friends that are Geminis, so hence why I called you my Gemini babies. I'm Scorpio myself, but I do resonate quite a bit with my Geminis. And so we're going to do your reading for next year. So what are we going to do today? So firstly, I'm going to read you an actual channeled message specifically for you guys from Spirit, for what to expect and what to be looking out for 2022. I am then going to pull you a tarot card for each month, so 12 tarot cards, along with an angel card. And, excuse me, the angel card is giving us some insight of some energies of maybe that you need to take on within that month that would be great guidance for you. But before I do any of that, I am also then, at the start of the reading, going to use my new Angel Answers deck. So this deck gives us specific answers to questions. No possible interpretations, just very straight ideas about what you'd be asking. So I'm going to start the reading by asking you to think about a question. So think about a question that you kind of is around you or is an energy that you'd like an answer on regarding the whole of the year we've just had, the whole of 2021, so that we can gain some more insight moving into this new year. So we're going to do that. So with no longer ado, I will read you the guided messages. So Spirit have said that they're asking for what, basically this year is going to be you asking for what you want. So this is asking yourself to gain the necessary skills in order to give yourself what it is you yearn for. It's also asking you to ask the universe and the significant people in your life so that you can bring about this prosperity for the year. So asking questions, I just said about asking this question. So yours is about asking questions and really setting this intention to go towards that which you really want. It's asking you to trust in this process. There are going to be times when you may not. But you're going to be shown very quickly that this won't work for you anymore. When things aren't right, you're going to gain clarity on it really quickly. And these could be old patterns and behaviours that you keep serving out, you keep revolving. And yeah, Spirit are going to show you very quickly that that isn't going to work for you this year. Their direct message for you is be clear and strive for clarity. This clarity is going to be a game changer, Geminis. It's going to be a game changer for you this year. This idea of you knowing what you want and who you are. Okay? Lovely, 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 lovely. So, you might want to pause the video or you might want to think about a question they've already answered. Very quickly, actually, linked to what I've just said to you as well, which is always nice. So ask your question away regarding an issue, regarding a scenario that you'd like to gain some clarity on, seeing as we're talking about clarity for you specifically, Gemini, for 2021. Okay. And they've asked you, ask for help from others. So whatever you have asked about, it's seeking you to go and ask for help and support. Now, the Geminis I know are not very good at asking for help. So that's interesting. None of us sometimes are that great at asking for help or saying that we need support or even going and getting professional support in some way. But that is answering you and saying that this is something that's going to be valuable for you to do. Okay. So, I've pre-shuffled these cards already. And there's a lot of energy today. These cards are just leaping out at me. Like we said, they're leaping at me. First card for January, the Sun card in reverse. I'm being very dramatic today. I'm being very Gemini. Geminis are quite dramatic. February, the World. March, the Ten of Wands. You want to all come out, don't you? You do. Okay. April, the Nine of Wands in reverse. May, the Eight of Swords in reverse. Nice. June, the Queen of Wands. Yes, that's what we want to see. We want to see more Queen of Wands energy. So by summertime, whoop, I told you they were launching themselves, didn't I? Okay, so Let's pick it up. July, 7 of Cups. Options, 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 Gemini. Okay, please can you give us some cards for the rest of the year? It's way too many for me to take all those. Okay, I'm going to leave that one because it kind of wanted to go there. So that's your 5 of Swords in reverse. Nice, I like that. That's great. He flipped, so we're going to have that. Justice. Wow. Do you know what? On a collective energy for every star sign or every sign, I'm really getting this idea that people are coming into more balance, and this idea of justice is something that we're going to be looking at. We're all going to be experiencing this idea of levelling up and things, justice being done. Okay. Okay. Right, all 12 are out. All 12 are out. Okay, so bottom of the deck, which is the overall energy for the whole of 2022, is this 8 of Pentacles. This tricky little character here, I say tricky, she's not tricky. She's hardworking. Doesn't have to be a she, it can be in the energy of male or female. But she is working hard. She's getting her stuff together. She's getting her pentacles together. She's making money. She's getting balance, building her empire. She's moving forward. This can be in career. This can be in material gains. This can just be working hard at something that you desire so that you can bring it into fruition. Okay, January, the Sun card in reverse. Now, the Sun card actually is my ultimate favourite card of the entire deck. It's the card of Leo. So it's this fire energy, but it's in reverse. So in reverse, not to say that that's a negative, but it might just be that you need to loosen up a little bit. You need to not take yourself so seriously. You know, you did get this energy, and she kind of is taking herself very seriously. She's working away, properly focused. So I'm not saying don't be focused, because focus is going to be a big thing for you this year. But it's saying have a bit of fun. Let your hair down. You know, try and take on this energy of this childlike, carefree attitude. This little girl sat on Pegasus, and she is waving her red flag, which is very root chakra like. That symbolises stability, security. So maybe you've been focusing so much on your stability and your security, Gemini, that you have missed the point of everything. So for those of you that know Abraham Hicks or Esther and what used to be Jerry, they talk through this spiritual dimension called Abraham Hicks, and they talk about the law of attraction. And sometimes they often talk about this idea that everything you want to manifest or bring into your life, you do it because you think that the idea of getting what you want is going to be satisfying. And that's why we're all, you know, driven by things that we desire, because we think the having of it is going to make things better for us. So it tells me that you need to enjoy the process of meeting your goals more. You know, sometimes you can be very focused, Gemini, but too focused, and you can just be very hard on yourself and tell yourself, I'm not doing as well at this area of my life, I need to get better at that, I want to improve on this, you know, get better, get better, get better. You're an air sign, and air signs are all usually very thought-driven, can be very creative, but they sit within their headspace rather a lot. So in January, get out of your head, Gemini, live life a bit freer, and enjoy. You've got the angel of kindness. Be kind rather than right. You will never do the wrong thing. If you're in that energy, you'll never do the wrong thing, the card's saying. So get off your high horse. Stop needing to be right about everything. I'm giving you tough love today, Gemini, and it's only because I love you. But just be kinder. Be kinder to yourself, be kinder to the process, and be kinder to everybody around you. And that's your message. Okay, so then we move on to February. And we have the World card, another major arcana. This is completing cycles. So I think you're going to end something in February. Or something is going to come to its full fruition for you. This World card, it has all 4 fixed signs within astrology, and you aren't a fixed sign, so it's not applicable to you, but it's this idea of being fixed on completion. This is the last card in the Fool's Journey, which is what the major arcana is. It's like all these different cards that lead on from each other, and they all lead on numerically. And this is that idea of creating that successful... She's surrounded by this wreath here, which within the tarot is symbolic of victory. And you know, like when you see these racing car drivers win Formula One, they've all got these wreaths around their neck saying that they're the winner. And it's that kind of feeling for you, actually. It's like you're driving your life now into the direction that you feel like you're in control. Aries also had this same energy. So I don't know if you know your sun, moon and rising, but you might have some of your astrology in Aries also, because it was this feeling that they were taking pole position within their own life. It feels like you're going to be doing that in some area. You're going to be taking control. The angel card you have is the card of radiance. So look closely at your habits that you are forming with repetitive actions. So sometimes repetitive action is a good thing, because sometimes we're learning stuff, so we practice and we get better. You need to identify whether these are good behaviours you're continuing to repeat or whether these are bad ones. If they're bad ones, this World card symbolises they need to stop, they need to end. Close up that cycle. Let's start a new cycle where we're being more positive and we're looking more effectively at who we are. The Radiance card also is asking you to let your inner glow out and share it with those that you love and the people around you. So be aware that, you know, at this time you may be very radiant. You may be attracting all sorts of people and opportunities also, Gemini. You are that kind of person anyway. You are the sort of character that you will see this angel's glowing. You'll glow up when you enter a room. People know when you enter a room, let's just say that. Yes, you know who you are. So February is getting clear, getting decisive, ending those cycles in all the right way. You've been going towards something and you're going to close it up now, for better or for worse. Maybe some of you are getting married. They just gave me those words, for better or for worse. Are you thinking about getting married, Gemini? Or maybe you will. Maybe your wedding date is in February. And let's hope everything's all open and working by then. Because I think my best friend is actually getting married in February. And she's had about 2 years rather, of trying to make that date happen. And everything that's been going on in the world, it's been cancelled, it's been put on hold, it's been changed. And this is like the 3rd time now, so 3rd time lucky. But maybe that's you. Maybe you are planning this union. Yeah. So be effervescent about it all. Be in the spirit of glow up. That's what I would say to you. So we move into March and we have the 10 of Wands. And 10 of Wands sometimes can be a struggle. Sometimes it can be you can't see the wood from the trees regarding a certain situation. And Spirit are telling me that that is all in your head. That is not the reality of the situation. That is your mindset. So we talked about closing up these old repetitive behaviours, stroke mindsets, as you are an air sign. So mindsets are quite important for you. But this is, on another note, I don't always read this card as this heavy energy. I like to think there's another way of looking at this. And that's that there's another way of doing things in some area of your life. She's not really carrying those wands in the best possible way. She could carry them in a completely different way and with ease. So this message is saying to you, stop trying to make things so difficult for yourself. Stop trying to hold on to things that you don't need to hold on to. Tens are about completion. So she's nearly there with all that wood, you know. She's gone quite a long distance with it. She's carried it all this time. It's not long now before she can just let go of it completely. And when she does, the struggle's over. Okay, can we have an angel card for March? Tell us the energy. Okay, listen. The angel of listen. The more you listen for angel messages, the more you will hear. It's a time to refrain from telling the world your views. I know you probably struggle with that, Gemini, wouldn't you? Listen, you have a lot of great things to say and a lot of amazing things to say and to share with the world, for sure. But there are also times within our lives where we need to shut the hell up and listen. You know, when we learn stuff, we learn our biggest downloads of knowledge when we're listening or when we're watching, opposed to speaking or doing. So you need to be in that energy for your March, I would say, Gemini. Okay, so going into April, we have the Nine of Wands in reverse. This also came up in the Aries reading and was also in reverse. So this idea is that this 9 comes before this 10, but you've got your 10 first. So if I was to show you, your 9 of Wands in the right there is working really hard, trying really hard to defend that post, that belief, that idea, and then you go to the 10 and you pick the ones up and you travel. There's movement. But yours are in the opposite direction. So, and because it's in reverse, that tells me why that is. And that makes complete sense. You're not needing to fight as much. Life's just not presenting the same challenge as it has done previously. You are still strong and you are still completing the tasks you need to complete and doing them with gusto, actually, doing them with motivation and fire and energy. And you've got to keep going with that, the messages, keep going with it because you're triumphant. These wands have not beaten you. You've defended your beliefs, your motivations, your creativity, something you have believed in, you were right to believe in it. Sorry, I'm very with my hands. I'm sure it really does irritate people when they're watching my reading. I'm just moving my hands all the time. I think it's just energy when I read. So, yeah, your 9 of Wands, it's like this story that it's the fiery side of you. It's this fire. It's like, I will defend the people I love. I will defend the world. I will defend. Stop being defensive. You don't need to defend it anymore. You're powerful. Become empowered rather than asserting aggression. This is a powerful message for you. Drop the aggression and become powerful. Okay. Angel cards, what can you tell us for the month of April? success, you're completing a cycle. This is all, cycles are going to be really big for you in 2022, actually, Gemini. But you're completing something in April and you're going to look back on it and think, actually, you know what, that was a success. It says, think of your successes as positive energy, and the more you do of this, you will breed more success. This is the law of attraction again that I was speaking about. If you think you're successful and you start to think about what success means to you and think about how that feels, what if you had to sit there and describe what success felt like, what words would arise from this? What would you say to yourself? Maybe that would be a really good exercise for you. Sit with yourself for 10 minutes and think about success, and think about how you feel about what success means, and think about literally how it feels in your body. Like, what does success look like for you? It could just be joy, it could be happiness, it could be financial freedom, it could be all sorts of things. But these successes can come your way. So yeah, have a little go at that exercise in April. But something is coming to fruition and you are going to, people are going to realise that you've been successful too. So it won't be just your thoughts. It will be obvious on more of a public arena that you are a success. Wow, that sounds exciting. So May, so you have the Eight of Swords in reverse. This is the best place I like to see this card, is in reverse, so that's really good. In the upright, it's about being stuck, and you have felt stuck in the past. You have definitely been in a stuck energy. And you're getting all these Ten of Wands and these struggles and these ideas leading up to it because you are a person of action, Gemini. You're not somebody that stays stuck and dwells on it and thinks, oh gosh, how do I get out of it? No. You're an action person. You might have felt stuck, but you would have tried a million and one things to try and get yourself out of that energy. And you would have tried, but you might have gone into that with the wrong force, they're saying to me. You would battle it, you would fight it. And remember I spoke to you about not fighting, not battling, empower instead. So I think you're coming out of this stuck period. Eights are about abundance and things really coming to a point where they're building up and they're delivering. Things are starting to deliver for you. You can take this blindfold off and see the world from a completely different perspective. You can sidestep all these crazy mindsets that you've been in the past and you can form new ones. You can decide to start anew and to change, make the necessary changes that are required at this time in order to move forward. Okay, forgive. So, forgive everyone, including yourself. So maybe this stuck position was you being in this victim mode, perhaps. They're saying victim mode. So perhaps you were thinking, well, it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault, or it's my fault. Blame, blame, blame. Or, you know, this has happened because of that, or this has happened because of... And when we're in that energy, we just don't take responsibility for the things that are going on in our life. And our lives are not just filled with energies to, for want of a better word, piss us off. You know, sometimes we can feel like that, can't we? We can feel like, really? No. Again? More of this? This sort of energy. And basically, your angels are telling you stop that now, because that is what has kept you stuck. In fact, for you to be unstuck, which is telling me that you can do very easily if you choose to, is by forgiving the past, forgiving everybody involved, taking full responsibility for everything I have done. For instance, you know, say a person was in a relationship and they came out of the relationship. Now, the saying goes, it takes two to tango. Well, it does, Gemini, I'm afraid to say. And sometimes you can say, well, actually, I did this and I had no fault on my side. But maybe the fault on that person's side was that their boundaries weren't high enough to realise that these people were toxic for them. Or perhaps they weren't doing enough work on themselves to identify behaviour that just does not seek to serve you and is keeping you stuck, is very limiting. So they want you to throw that out in May and make way for June, because June is the Queen of Wands. She's charismatic, she's fiery, she's exciting. She's also got a black cat like my Zilla. Can you see Zilla? Oh, yeah, so she's powerful. She's looking quite hot as well. So this might be you, or this might be a fire sign coming into your life, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And this might be the idea of something or someone very exciting coming in. I'm really guided to say this is you, though. You see how this lady is dressed beautifully, sat in her sacred self, knowing how powerful she is, knowing how exciting she is. She's fun. She makes things happen. She is one of these people that she's on the case. If you want somebody to go and do something for you, make something amazing, or if you wanted a planner for an event, you'd want somebody in the Queen of Wands energy, because she would just get it done and she'd do it with finesse. So, yeah, June is looking very good. I'm seeing a lot of growth in an area as well. Moving towards some sort of achievement or some sort of growth. She's got a sunflower in her hand, and the sunflowers that you also see in the sun card that you had in January. And sunflowers bend to the sunshine, to the joy, to the happiness, to life. You know, they're beautiful, they're sunny, they're colourful, and it feels like you're in that energy, but things in your life are starting to take on that energy as well. Great, June's looking good. June is looking good. Oh, so you've got two cards jumped out for your angel cards. You've got courage and you've got perfect. The collective message that Spirit gave me for every sign was this idea that none of us need to be perfect next year. None of us need to feel that we are. We need to sit in our uniqueness more and just be very kind, in the sense that we know that we're just doing our best. So as long as you feel that you're doing your best, you're doing well for 2022, is what the advice is. It's going to take courage as well. Everything we do takes courage, right? Because there's so much change goes on in our lives that it takes our courage in order to, in order to get up every day sometimes and live our lives. It says have the courage to just say no if you need to. So if ever there was an energy to say no to something you didn't want to do, the Queen of Wands is that energy. She does exactly what she needs to do, and she has no problem asserting that. She does it with kindness and beauty, though. She doesn't do it with malice or spite, but she's very expressive and she's very assertive. So be courageous and be assertive in the month of June, I would say. So going into July, we have the Seven of Cups. Somebody has a lot of options. Somebody has a lot of options. So maybe this is work. Maybe this is new stuff coming in. Maybe there's the chance for you to go into a new relationship, move into a new house. meeting new friends, grabbing hold of new opportunities. Yeah, new opportunities coming in. Your angels are asking you to be a bit more tender. Talked about this kindness. Be kind in the month of July. There's going to be some sort of, because you've got all these options, okay, invariably something's got to give. If you choose one thing, something else gets let down. You have to turn one option or two options or maybe more away in order to pick what you desire. So let's do that with kindness. Let's do it with respect. And wish whoever or whatever the scenario is well, whilst staying in your power and whilst knowing that your decisions are good and you know, you've made this happen. That's another thing I want to say. Sevens are, you know, being a bit badass, to be honest. Sevens are completing the victory, you know, getting the gold star. And you're going to have lots of options in order to do that. Yeah, and you don't have to just choose one. Hey, this could be options in all areas of your life. You could be really opening up to new energy. So, moving into August, the Five of Swords in reverse. When we get this in the upright, we all see all potential trickiness afoot. Because yours is in reverse, perhaps you've come out of this time or this period where you felt that there were disingenuous people around you. It feels like they're gone now. It feels like they're in the background. Did you feel like you'd been lied to about something? Did you feel that somebody had pulled the wool over your eyes? Well, if that's the case, in August, you obliterate that. And you let go of that. So we're now looking forward in more for better substance. We're attracting better alignment, better people, better jobs, more money. It's like we're coming into this understanding that fives are, again to say, challenges. It feels like you're overcoming those challenges and you're taking those things in your stride. And you have this sense of trust. More trust. I'd say more trust than ever, actually. And that trust is in yourself and other people. Okay, what angel card can we give Gemini for August? Come on, angels, don't be so tight with yourself. Dance. So, rejoice in the love of your angel. You are protected. You are looked after. And this is why you've understood this maybe previous toxicity that you no longer require in your life. So you're going to dance the dance of life, the dance of joy in this month, in August. So maybe you're going to be going out more. Maybe you're going to be having more fun, meeting new people, and knowing that the people that you come into contact with in this time, or you befriend, or you have a connection with, are trustworthy people, people that can bring fun and joy into your life, which is what it's all about. Okay, moving into September, we have this Justice card. You've weighed things up now. You know the answer. You've understood what was meant, what lesson was for you. You've understood everything. And this is number 11 as well, which is a very angelic number. So you're being guided and you're getting justice in a situation, frankly. Some of you might have been involved in literally in legal something legal, something that you are waiting for a reply or an answer on. It can be something to do with a contract. But it's saying that justice will be served around this, whatever this is for you. The truth will out, they're saying. It's a sword energy. So, yeah, card of Libra. So it's this sword energy of getting to the nitty gritty of a situation. Yourself and the people around you know what's real and what's not. Okay. What angel can we give? It's very sort of cathartic for you, this feeling of justice as well, because it's felt like you felt misunderstood. You felt like people haven't seen you for your true self, or they haven't listened to something you've been saying about a person or a scenario. You just had a gut instinct about something. You're quite good like that. You get quite good gut instincts, and you knew something before it happened. But whatever that was, excuse me, or whatever the outcome was, it comes out in your favour. The scales balance in your favour. You've got the angel card of adventure. Adventure isn't about danger, it's about being open to change. This feels like a new cycle of something. Something maybe will be offered for you to, could be a trip, could be travel, could be a new hobby, could be taking interest in something that you haven't ever done before. Wow, I'm so sorry about that, Gemini. I had to go and get that delivery, which is, I wouldn't normally do that, but I did have to do. I'm going to actually, while we're here, I'm going to just clear the energy of that. You know how some of these drivers can go on? I'm going to just do a little singing bowl. Hold on. I just had to clear that, I'm sorry. So, where were we? Okay, so we were talking about coming into, doing some meditation, coming into connection with ourselves, or with our higher self, in order for us to know who we truly are, and then that gives us this idea of inner stillness. And yeah, it makes us much more open to new downloads and opportunities and fun things coming into our alignment. So take your time to rest in November, please, 2022. That's going to be a note for you. So then we go into December, and we have the Temperance card in reverse. Now, in the upright, this is about healing, taking rest, coming into balance as well. But because it's in reverse, it tells me that you've recuperated. You have taken heed of the signs. You are honouring your well-being, body, mind and soul. You're really starting to look after yourself in a much better way, and you're feeling the benefits. You're balancing your heart space, your emotions, and this is going to be a really lovely end to the year for you, I feel. There's quite a lot of learning that's going to take place in 2022. Quite a lot of change, and this coming into your true alignment. I really believe you're going to be coming into your true alignment. This is divinely guided. You know, we've got the angels and spirit around this entire reading anyway, so the messages as they've been coming are quite clear for me. It's not like I'm looking at any of it and thinking 100 different scenarios. This is like a really strong collective energy for my Geminis. This is something integral that is a must pathway you're going to walk this year, a journey that you need to take, and you're going to start coming into your synchronicities. This angel card says everything has a purpose and a meaning. You're going to start understanding your purpose in this world, in this lifetime, what makes you tick, why it makes you tick, and what all the lessons you've gained in order to be a success in this area. You're going to start honouring yourself more, listening to yourself. You're going to see the signs and synchronicities that the universe is sending you. You're going to know you're not alone with any of this. And this is why this idea of these sunflowers, you've got sunflowers in about 3 or 4 different cards now. And that is telling you that the sun is shining on you and you're growing. There's a lot of growth here. So I am wishing you the best 2022 ever. And yeah, light and love. Yeah.